Good afternoon, everybody, and greetings from the workshop. So, you may remember that. That is an ex-Australian Capital Territories 2006 BMW R1200RTP, the authorities version of the bike. And as you see, we've got the lights fitted up front and the pole light just temporarily fitted in the back. And in order to do that, we've stripped the entire bike. So bodywork off, windscreen, nacelle, body panels, etc., all off. Running two new wiring harnesses from our supplier parts. So they're original BMW harnesses, follow the exact routing that was put into them in the factory. So same position, same everything. Have reinstated the switches on the handlebars, so I'll show you that. So on the left, we have the various tones that can be generated by this tone control system. The left one is over there, the right one goes there. Both of the wires have been cut, but that's okay. We have replacement connectors for them. The lights we've been able to test, so this is the master on off, and then you have front only, middle position is all light, so front and rear, and down is rear only, and that all works. That box as well is date coded correct for this bike because this is an 11 of 06 build. We want a late 05 box or early 06, and that box is that, and that's a late 05. We've got from our friends at Motorworks, we've got the mounting plate that sits right here. It's a special police plate that allows you to bolt the ride height adjuster and bolt on the lighting controller system and bolt on the seat lock back there. And the seat obviously fits right there in the front and fits between this position and that position right there and locks in place with those two in the back. I'll show you once that plate shows up. So Motorworks has been fantastic. This bike had been converted, unfortunately, a little bit, and so we found out there was some damage to this back mud guard right here, so we've changed that out for a police one. Also very hard to detect, but somebody's modified this pannier frame. I noticed that there were some grinding marks here, and this mount point is supposed to go through that bolt right there. So the whole thing has been shortened, probably, so a good 10 centimeters or so, something like that, 100 mil, maybe 150 mil. And it's also been slightly cut there as well. So unfortunately, these are junk. So we'll donate those to somebody else that wants to do the same thing. Motorworks have been able to provide an unmodified set, the one that goes on this side with the connector that goes through here, bolts on through where a pillion peg would be, and then bolts onto here and here. So that's one piece. The second piece here, a third piece that connects from here to there and bolts through that nut right there in the back of the mudguard. So that's another one. And then the mirror image on this side. So this one, that other bracket in front. Luckily, we have the cross brace bracket here already that hasn't been touched or modified, as far as I can tell anyway. All looks good. Battery is strong, all the wiring is in. Just give you an example. This is how the police wiring was done by BMW. So I've reinstated all of this. Runs correctly right the way down the bike, has all the tie-off points, everything else. So made it look really nice, give it a bit of a tidy up. Run all of the lighting wiring back down this side. Both wires came out through here and they connect up to here. And obviously this is just on loose for the moment. That's the top box lock ready to go. And what you see here are the various connectors and interfaces for systems, most of which aren't used in Australia, but in particular this is used. So that's the power and the controller interface for this lighting control box. So it's been an interesting build. As I say, the police mudguard was rather less than policey over there. So that's been changed out. That's the base of the radio box. The top is over there. That will be disassembled. We'll just use the white painted top. So we'll go back to full police spec. And again, Motorworks is able to provide things like this. This is a civilian panel that would normally be used, it mounts up here, mounts that way, to control CD player or radio. And obviously for a police bike, you don't need that. So there's a blanking panel that covers this. So they're going to supply that for us as well. And then little things like the plastic lock and lock nut that hold this panel, this lateral trim panel on here. Somebody had put a zip tie through there. That's never going to work. Nice things to note about this bike. I will get into this wiring shortly. As I said, we've got the correct looms over here, and we've got one of the two sirens. Motorworks is sourcing the other one for us, which is great. The nice thing about this bike is it's a full runner. It's just had a major service. It's had a clutch, all the fluids, all the filters, final drive and shaft drive have all been lubricated. I've reinstated all this wiring as it would have come out of the factory, so this is all done properly. It was a bit of a mess in there, and unfortunately that tends to be. But in this case, it's all gone back good. Brake and clutch covers, in fact, they look like the whole reservoir has been replaced at some point, which is awesome. These lines are new, so they're braided lines, they're upgraded lines, which is awesome. And in terms of wiring for the police stuff, this is the correct way to route all of the wires in here, so there's no strain on anything, and these are the correct lights for this bike, this particular model. So as soon as the parts get here from the UK, this should go back together very, very quickly. I'll do a separate video on this. This is quite interesting. I think I'm the only person that actually reinstates these things, so having done a couple of these, I can give you a bit of insight into how these operate using that switch up there, and what the connectors look like, because they are a BMW proprietary connector, and good luck finding them. They are not available as a spare part, and even though I have the part numbers, you can't order them as a spare part. Everything else thankfully works on this, so it's really, really nice. I won't start her up because the door's shut at the moment. It's the end of the day here, but needless to say, whoever had this before me, this was a VIP escort bike. It's been very, very well looked after, so kudos to, I think his name was Spike, down in the Australian Capital Territory. Very, very pleased with all of this. The slight modifications back here are not a drama at all. These parts are readily available. Fortunately, the front crash bars are still on there, haven't been modified. Bike's never been in an accident, which is outstanding. And this body works really lovely. So yeah, she's going to come up looking an absolute treat. Stay tuned for the next video. I'll do some lights for you. All of this is already hooked up, ready to go. And then once the parts get here, I'll show you the build, fit the proper panniers, we'll fit the stays, we'll fit the light, pole light properly and all that sort of stuff, and then reinstate the original seat, the locking mechanism, and the original panniers. One bonus thing, it has one key. It's got the original key that came with the bike that operates all the locks. So that's the secondary battery, the ignition, the seat lock under there, and the petrol tank all use the same key. And that is really, really rare to find. So I'm very, very happy that this one came my way. And I'll leave the video here. We'll have an update on some of this other stuff because it looks like an absolute tip at the moment, but there is logic behind this. I'll have another video for you tomorrow, so I'll just keep this one short. Hope you're having a lovely weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for more on this and all that and some stuff in there. Cheers everyone, see ya.